Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video about Assassin's Creed. So the other day, as you guys know, there was the leaked gameplay screenshot for Assassin's Creed Origins or Assassin's Creed Empire. It doesn't really matter which one you call it, because obviously Ubisoft are going to announce what it's actually called, apparently by the end of this month. But there was also a bit of added information on top of that, but I kind of only looked at the screenshot because that's obviously the most important thing. But there was a bunch of other information and stuff that we learned from the same person that leaked the thing on Reddit. And I'm going to be going over that today because there is quite a lot of stuff, and I thought it would be worth making a video about it to let you guys know about all the recent information. And yeah, so today we're just going to be rounding up all of the recent information that's been released about Assassin's Creed Origins within the last week. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video, guys. So the first thing we have here is that the AC4 team is working on this. Ashraf Ismail is likely the game director, and Darby McDevitt is likely the main writer. Now, obviously we established this early in 2016 when Ashraf Ismail was working on an unnamed project. He still has it in his Twitter bio on Twitter, so you know he's definitely going to be working on this game. And Darby McDevitt has given a few hints here and there and has been very sly on Twitter, talking about different things to do with the future of Assassin's Creed that makes us believe that he's the main writer. And obviously they both worked on AC4, they were both amazing, they made the game everything that it was. Darby wrote an insanely great story for that game, and you know they will definitely do Origins justice. So you know I trust them to make a great game. I will leave this game in their hands, and I can completely trust them with that. But yeah, we definitely established this earlier last year, but it's just kind of being confirmed now by this user on Reddit, if he's telling the truth. Secondly, we have that this game is going to be set in ancient Egypt, as a lot of us thought for the last year and a bit. Supposedly in the 5th dynasty of the Old Kingdom, which should be 2494 to 2345 BC. If we go by the recent picture leak. Now, I don't really know what the 5th dynasty is. I'm not really that great on history. I've done a kind of little bit of research here and there, but not really too much. If you want to know what the 5th dynasty is, go look it up. But as it says here, 2494 to 2345 BC. So it's a good 2000 years BC, you know. So it's going to be way far back. We're going to have a lot of really awesome ancient Egyptian culture, and I think it's a really, really good time to set it because it's where ancient Egypt was thriving. So it's a really good period of time to set the game. It's actually where I most hoped the game would be set, because I was kind of worried they were going to set the game slightly further in time, where it wasn't such a prominent time in ancient Egypt and they weren't as prosperous as they were in the time that the game is supposedly actually set. So I'm very happy to see that they're going very far back in time, even almost as far back as 2500 BC. So the next thing is that the character has a shield, a spear, and a bow. Now this is what's interesting, because obviously we've seen the two screenshots. He's had a shield in both of them, and this is the first time in Assassin's Creed ever that we'll have shield combat. So that suggests that the combat in Assassin's Creed has been completely overhauled from in Syndicate, from in Unity, and I really do hope we get a freeform combat system. And with the shield, you'd need to have some really fluent combat system for it to work properly. So I'm really excited to see what they do with the actual combat, because I want to know how the shield works. I want to know what the shield does. It's just really fucking cool. More stuff in the combat is going to be really fucking awesome. And I did suggest ages ago that Assassin's Creed does need a combat overhaul, as the combat in Syndicate wasn't that great, and it seems they're doing exactly this, which makes me very, very happy and very, very excited to see the future of the series. This Reddit post also mentions that this game will feature naval gameplay, not naval combat though, and horse gameplay. Mirages are likely part of the game as well, so it's kind of focusing more on the open world aspects. Naval gameplay, so kind of like the boats in The Witcher 3 that you can get as you kind of navigate around the watery areas. Obviously there will be the Nile if it's going to be set in ancient Egypt, and to hear horse gameplay coming back, that makes me very excited, because we haven't had horses since Assassin's Creed 3, and I do love having horses in games. There's something very awesome about having your own horse, calling it in, just driving it around, what the fuck does that mean? Riding it around the map. It's really cool. I don't know what it is. In games, I love having horses, having my own horse. I can call in whenever I want and traverse them out with it. It's just really, really great. In terms of desert mirages, if you don't know what a mirage is, it's an optical illusion caused by atmospheric conditions, especially the appearance of a sheet of water in a desert or on a hot road, caused by the refraction of light from the sky by heated air. So it'd just be pretty cool It would make the whole thing a lot more realistic. If you're walking through the desert and it looks as if there's some sort of sheet of water, but it's actually not, it's just the heat creating a kind of weird reflection that looks like a massive body of water, it would just be cool. It would make the whole thing a lot more realistic and would make the desert feel a lot more hopeless instead of just being a dry, dead piece of land that we traverse across to get to different areas of the map. It would definitely make the open world a whole lot more interesting. Now, this was something that we all kind of touched upon slightly in the leak the other day. This is that someone in the game will be called the Crocodile. Now, when I first saw this, I thought it was just a silly quest objective that said assassinate a crocodile as in the animal, but a lot of people since then, and me myself as well, have thought that the guy is called the Crocodile and it's an assassination target that we have to go and take out, which is quite interesting because it's quite a cool name, quite an interesting name, and I reckon it'd just be some like evil Templar villain lad that we have to assassinate. And yeah, I definitely feel like it's more of a nickname for someone rather than just assassinating an actual animal, the crocodile, you know, because you wouldn't say assassinate, you'd say kill or hunt or something like that. You wouldn't say assassinate. It's not the right word to use in that context, really. So something that definitely caught my attention is that there will be smaller gameplay segments taking place in the same setting but in different time periods. Some people think this will be the modern day sections, which I wouldn't mind as long as we have an actual modern day protagonist, but I also think that it could possibly be different sort of helix type mission things, but it won't really be in the helix. If we do have a modern day protagonist, it'll be in a proper animus and won't be using the helix system and all that good stuff. So I don't know, maybe it could be different time period missions, because there's plenty of assassins in historical time periods that have been in Egypt, aka Arno and Napoleon. I don't know, I doubt we'll see a return of them though. But yeah, the modern day does make sense because Darby did say a long time ago the best way to do modern day is to reuse the historical assets in a modern context, meaning that they can put more effort into the open world and all that good stuff of the actual game, and then just use those assets in the modern day to create that Roundup modern day story. Something else that's stated here is that interiors will return in the game, which is pretty obvious because it's going to be a fully next gen game with a new revamped engine, but also it's kind of cool because in Assassin's Creed Syndicate there weren't an awful lot of enterable buildings, so I hope in this game we'll have a load of little small huts with quest givers that we can walk into and loads of different interior areas, because that's what was in Unity, and it was really nice being able to like run through people's houses and run through buildings instead of having to go straight over them. It just kind of added more depth to the open world as a whole. It also says here that combat is supposedly freeform, similar to The Witcher 3. In fact, the game itself has a Witcher feel to it overall, which does make me very excited, because if you guys watch my Witcher 3 video, you guys know that I fucking love The Witcher 3, and if this game feels even remotely anything like it in terms of how it is in its RPG aspects or in the open world, then I will be very, very fucking happy with how the game turns out. It also states here that the world is completely seamless and you can go from water to land to city without a loading screen, which is something that I also really wanted in my speculation videos in 2016. I did state that I wanted the whole world to be completely seamless, so if you're riding towards a huge city, then you can just wander in with no loading screen whatsoever. This is what's been done in other games like The Witcher 3, Horizon Zero Dawn, and I guess Assassin's Creed could do it just as well as those games and have some awesome, huge, walled off cities that we can walk into completely seamlessly from the normal open world, which we've actually never seen in Assassin's Creed before, so I'm very excited to see this. Something huge is that Ubisoft will start their marketing campaign by the end of this month, with the full reveal at E3, including cinematic and gameplay trailers and gameplay demos. So I was wrong, I guess. If this leak is true, I was wrong, and we'll get an announcement for it about 2 weeks before E3, because they said in the original leak that we'll get some form of announcement by the 30th of May, so that is about 2 weeks or so before E3. So I guess I was wrong in saying that they were announced at E3, but that's because the information was so dry at the time, and now we're suddenly getting loads of leaks and information. But yeah, this makes me super excited because it means that it's literally only a matter of days before we get some form of announcement from Ubisoft for Assassin's Creed Origins. Also, something else that it says here is that there will be a controllable pet eagle. No, I don't want it. If Ubisoft put a controllable eagle in the game, it will kind of soil the whole experience for me in a way. But if the game's as good as all these leaks say it is, with the RPG systems, Witcher feel, the leveling systems, Skyrim exploration, all that good stuff, I can look over the pet eagle, but I really, really don't want it to be in the game. It'd feel like a hugely terrible gimmick, and I really don't want it. I've been saying it ever since we heard about this controllable eagle thing. I really do not want that shit in this game. It also says here that the game will be roughly 3 times the size of AC4. Now, we all know that Assassin's Creed 4 had a really huge map, but a lot of it was covered by water, so it's kind of exciting that we'll have a huge, mostly land map that is 3 times the size of Assassin's Creed 4, which is fucking awesome. That's insane, guys. Like, imagine how much stuff there will be to do. Imagine all of the random collectibles that don't give us anything. No, I'm joking, guys, but seriously, I think this game is going to be really awesome, especially with such a huge open world like that. I just really hope that Ubisoft are going to be able to pull off a huge open world, because I know previously they've had games, massive open worlds, but not an awful lot to do in it. It also says here that the game will likely release in October, and then it's said to be very colorful, as evidenced somewhat in the picture. This is definitely true. In the picture, it does look very colorful, and we've had previous leaks in the past that have said that the game will release in October at some point, and that also coincides with the other Assassin's Creed releases, because other Assassin's Creed games have released around this time too. The game also features Kennet, the Queen of Egypt during the 5th dynasty of the Old Kingdom, and is the wife of King Unas, which is quite interesting. So it kind of confirms that it's set during the 5th dynasty of the Old Kingdom, which is really fucking awesome. So everyone that said it wasn't going to be set in ancient Egypt, go and fuck yourself, because it clearly is, according to this, you know, according to this, go and fuck yourself. Lastly, the game will release on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and will not release on the Nintendo Switch. So everyone that has a Switch that was kind of hoping for another Assassin's Creed game can't really be doing that. Buy a real console, because the Nintendo Switch is actually a piece of shit, and yeah, don't for sure get a better console, maybe like get a PS4 or something like that. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. That's everything on all of the recent leaks and what we know about Assassin's Creed Origins thus far. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead and like and subscribe for more Assassin's Creed news and content in the future, and also remember to comment down in the comment section below telling me what you think of all these recent leaks. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.